So still I put on a light layer of the crimson red and went over it with some poppy. And now I'm just moving around, getting some darker areas and allowing these colors to blend with each other. But also you want to really look closely, and this is where the colored pencil picker app comes into play. If your phone shuts off constantly and you have a hard time finding the spot that you're at, it has like a little bullseye almost, a target point, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. But I use that mostly to blow up my picture so that it stays where my eyes are supposed to be. I hope that that makes sense. If you've never used that app, I would download it if you're a beginner and just really play around with it. I mean, it has the colored pencils that you can choose from to use and everything, and it is really helpful. And I've said this before too, that I mostly argue with it now. It was a huge help to me, and a lot of times it can be a help if I can't figure out a color or if I don't know now how to blend or what to mix. So it has been a really, really good tool for me and for other people that I know. And now that I've got all these colors on here, but the colored pencil picker app also helps you determine shapes when you're close up too. So when you're using these colors like this, you can see real close to the shapes that you're seeing, and try not to over exaggerate the shapes. I know that that can also be a problem, and I do that. A lot of artists do that. When I'm teaching my students at the high school, they will see, a curve, and the curve is so overly exaggerated that everything else is kind of off on the picture. So try to really, really gauge your angles and all of your shapes and try to figure out, if it looks too big or too small. So, and I didn't use any black inside of this. This is a brown. I was using dark brown to help darken some areas, and then I was using some Tuscan red. Normally I wouldn't be afraid to use the black, but I was afraid of it getting a little bit too muddy because of how much red and how much orange like pigment I had down. So I didn't want to use the black. So instead I used the dark brown, which was a very nice addition, and the Tuscan red too, to darken it all up.